A very good evening to one and all present here. Welcome to the weekly speaker meeting of Rotary Club of Guindy. Today we have a wonderful speaker who's going to talk to us about the art of sustainable living. So to start the meeting, let's start with a silent invocation for 10 seconds. Thank you. May I request the president to caller himself?
Thank you. The weekly meeting is called to order.
Can I request Anik Shaktishwar to give us the four-way test?
Good evening, everyone. Today I am going to tell the four-way test. Of the things that we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it bring goodwill and better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shaktishwar.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Can I have Dr. Anuradha to give us the thought for the day?
Good evening all. Today's thought for the day is from Richard Rogers. The only way forward, if we are doing to improve the quality of the environment, is to get everybody involved. Thank you.
Thank you, Anuradha. May I request the president to do the welcome address?
Friends, good evening, a warm good evening, or rather a chill good evening. I'm happy to see you all once again after the in-person meeting we had last week at Hayat. It was a very good meeting. Everybody had a good time. We have almost seen each other for almost after 6 to 7 months. It was a good gathering. Thank you all. So I would welcome the speaker of the day, Solar Suresh. So we are eagerly looking forward to hear more from you in regards to the art of sustainable living. Thank you, sir. I think this topic is the most needed topic of the hour. I think we are overusing our environment, our resources, and all the available elements of the nature. And I'm also happy to tell you that Rotary has adopted a 7th area of focus, which is called supporting environment, which is going to come in force from 1st of July next year. So I think it's a very apt topic. So friends from our club and friends from the other Rotary clubs, AG Nandagopal here, and immediate past president Shiva is here, and other friends from other clubs. Thank you very much for joining. So I will just rush up with the avenue information without taking much of the time for the speaker to present his ideas. On the club service avenue, we have a wonderful meeting today, and I'm sure the club service director is going to bring us more wonderful meetings in coming weeks to come. On the vocational front, train the trainer, which we are initiated along with CTS. The phase 1 is going to get complete, and they're going to have a validatory function very soon, and also inauguration of the second batch. So second batch would consist, so there are more than 100 teachers who have from other clubs have also nominated their teachers also to enroll for our program, and it's going to be an amazing thing. So Satya, you want to add anything on that?
I think Sharath, since you said, yeah, so first batch of 37 students are done. So as you rightly said, we're going to have a program for that. And the second batch, as you said, 100 is ready. The profiling is done. The orientation is done. So all 100 are ready. The grouping of them is happening now. So the next couple of days, we'll have the inauguration of the second large batch, because 100 is a big number even for them. So that's going to start, and that is really motivated for other clubs to come forward, and we will hopefully look at much bigger numbers in the days to come in terms of nominations from other clubs.
Thank you, Satya. And we also have to congratulate Satya for his wonderful initiative to recognize 115 teachers starting from September 5th on Teachers Day, which ended October 5th on International Teachers Day. Satya, it was an excellent initiative, and a lot of our Rotarians and our family members have nominated their teachers. It was a great initiative. Thank you. And RILM, which is initiative of Rotary India Literacy Mission, wherein we have given 5 candidates for them to get trained in paramedicals in association with Apollo. So that is underway. So from the occasional front, that is the news. And from the community service development, can I have Shrikant to just say a few lines?
Right. So right now we are working on handing over the wheelchairs. So we are working with the vendor to obtain the wheelchairs and hand it over to the for this Soul Free project. So that should happen in the next couple of weeks. So we are looking at an optimum date for us to make this happen also. Apart from that, with Alatur, the toilet project, we are still working with the people there. So very soon, I think we might hear something more on that.
Thank you, Shrikant. And friends, I would like to tell you that we have collected almost close to 7 lakhs for the wheelchair project. So Shrikant, thanks for this, coordinating with every member to ask them to, donate and contribute for this. And I also thank all the members who have come forward for, contributing in this project. Thanks a lot. And on community health, I think do we have Vishnu here? Is he joined the meet? Okay, I don't think so. So regarding community health, I wish everybody stays safe and healthy. So, that is the only thing which I can, tell on that particular revenue. And on the youth service, we had the installation of Stanley Medical College, which was done just say 2 days back. It was a wonderful installation. So they have done it, very professionally. And on the same service on the youth front, Sridharan has come out along with say Rotarian Vasanthi Ranganathan. They have come out with a very good program which is called Bringing Out the Talents. It's called, okay, I actually forgot the Tamil word. Yeah, Anuradha, can you tell the Tamil word? Arindalum Munidalum something. Okay, it actually means that you bring out, okay, thank you, Anu. So it means that you bring out the gifted talent in children. So the schools have the school teachers have identified average students from the schools, and we have selected around 40 students. So this program has been going great for the last 2 Saturdays, and on 24th it's a major event, and we are going to have a guest speaker from the International Association of Facilitators. And the same day happens to be their International Association of Facilitators International Day. So we are going to have a great meeting that day. And I was told that these people, these trainers charge around 5 to 6 lakhs per session, but they're coming and doing it free of cost for the children. So great information from the youth front. And on membership, we have a guest who's a friend of Shaji. So we have Suresh Kumar here. So let us welcome him. And we also have 2 prospects. One referred by Amar and Prabhu. I don't think so. They are here. Amar and Prabhu, are your guests here? Okay, right. And on the Rotary Foundation. Okay, so that's one great news which is going to be revealed. Our first global grant at Savita Medical College for US dollars close to 49,000 is almost complete. Today, our Secretary Bala and his spouse and Raji have contributed $5,000. So one single payment, $5,000 they have contributed, and with that, I think as far as I know, in the last 5 years, I think that is the biggest contribution individual Rotarian has done for any global grant. So I thank Bala and Raji for the excellent contribution, and set an example, and others should follow. At least not 5,000. I think whatever you may wish. And another great news, which I would like Foundation Chair Anand to share.
Hello, hello everybody. Thanks, Sarath. very happy to share that our second global grant GG 2015003 towards the Pillar Health Center, Port Blair, has been approved. So that's 2 grants for us approved practically in 2 to 3 months' time.
Yes, thanks, Anand.
And also, I would like, sorry to interrupt, sir. I think also I would like to thank Mr. Venugopal Venuji for his contribution to the last global grant, whereby making our club participate in one more global grant.
Yeah. So yesterday's Venuji's contribution for Australian children insulin pump project, which is close to around US $93,000. So they had a shortfall of around $1,600 odd. So he contributed and he filled the gap. So apart from our 2 global grants, we have already partnered with one project in Ethiopia and one project in Australia. So these 2 global grants has come to us at a very early stage. So thank you all the members who have supported, and I should thank club trainer Kadir and advisor Venu for being so supportive in making sure this projects come through and dream come reality. And for some members, do we have any new members here so that I can just talk to them about global grant, or I will just go forward. So a global grant is. Why not I ask, District Officer Neelagandan to talk about it. Neil, can you just explain what a global grant is?
Yeah, Sharath, thank you. Friends, first of all, hearty congratulations, Sharath and Foundation Chair Ananta Senasation. It is indeed a marvelous feat. That's what I would say, that, just achieving a global grant at the beginning of the year, within 110 days of the Rotary year beginning. 2 grants have been submitted. Then the grants have been reviewed by the RI staff, and they have been approved, and one of the grant is already almost, the payment is finalized. It's indeed a commendable thing. Friends, for the benefit of people who would like to know what the global grant is, global grant is a program Rotary offers, through which if a sustainable project in the areas of 6 areas of focus of Rotary, of which this particular project falls under disease prevention and treatment, has been undertaken. So you write a grant, you find a foreign partner. A foreign partner has to be a foreign Rotary club or a foreign Rotary district with whom you collaborate. You try to convince them your idea, rather you sell. So it might all sound very easy, whatever I'm talking about, but trust me, friends, having done so many grants earlier, I know how difficult it is, whereas Sharath has championed it so well, that it's because of his rapport which he has developed with the clubs across the globe. So he has indeed talked to the people in Australia, the Rotary Club in Australia, the club from Australia, as well as the district in Australia. Both of them have contributed for this project. So we pay some money. The total project of the total project cost is right. So we contribute some money. The foreign partners contribute some money, and Rotary International in turn matches it with certain quotient. So it becomes, that's what is a global grant is all about. So the ultimate crux is that global grants are the package or the grants which are offered by Rotary International to the clubs to execute or to serve the society in a much better manner. So imagine here in this case, I think Sharath did mention it's almost around $50,000, of which I'm sure our club contribution would be around $10,000, $15,000 or $20,000, and similarly there would be a contribution or a $15,000 per se, and the Australian club contribution would be around $10,000. The rest would be matched by the Rotary International through the foundation global grant program. So it's an elaborate process. Cannot be just condensed in the short time, but trust me, friends, as I did mention, it is not an ordinary job to get 2 back-to-back global grants in such a short time. Kudos to you, Sharath. This is, that shows the amount of passion you have towards the Rotary as well as for the club. That's what can definitely do it. Otherwise, a project of this nature can drag on for few months. but because of the perseverance, it has been done. And I'm sure that the most important thing, this dialysis, this particular grant, we are going to fund around, if I'm not mistaken, 6 dialysis machines through this grant, which is approved today, and another 6 dialysis machines which through the grant which was approved earlier. So these machines, one of the center is going to be in Chennai, the other one is going to be in Port Blair. They are going to touch the lives of numerous people who would need dialysis on a weekly basis, 2-3 times a weekly basis. Mostly these will be done in association with Tanker Foundation at a very, 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 very nominal cost. And this is indeed a great thing. The lives which you have touched or which you are going to touch is going to be innumerable. So once again, as did Sharath mention, this project needs our support. So this is only approval has got. So we need to, our funding part has to now go. So we need to pay this. Sharath or Ananth would be making the request. There would a need of around $15,000 would be required. So similarly, the Rotary clubs in Australia will also send the money to the foundation. Then after all the money is reached, the club contribution, distribute contribution reaches, foundation will send back the money to us. So please, friends, be generous, open your purse, open your heart, more importantly, and contribute for this thing. And kudos to Bala for their $5,000. Thank you, Sharath.
Thank you, Neil. Wonderful. You have explained it well. And for the benefit of Bala, who has just joined the meet, let's give him a big round of applause for contributing, say, $5,000, Bala. Thank you, Bala. Thank you, Bala. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharath.
Yeah, Bala, can you just tell the audience what inspired you?
Thank you, Sharath. Yeah, today actually I transferred $5,000. Actually, in the memory of my father-in-law. Today I did everything, and all the receipts I transferred to you. This is in the memory of my father-in-law. I did this. Thank you, Sharath.
Thank you, thank you. I thank once again past president Venuji, club advisor, and trainer Kadir for all your support. Kadir, can I have a few words from you, please?
Is it from me, Sharath?
Yes. Trainer KK.
Yeah. Good evening, friends, and thank you very much, President, for inviting me to this. And congratulations, President and club members, for contributing the one of the biggest project in Guindy. I mean, last year, Siva period, we did $100,000 project. Again, we are continuously doing a $100,000 project again. It's really marvelous. And I mean, where the Rotary Club Guindy is really focusing on the health area year on year. And it's really great to know that, I mean, greatly we are able to do that projects in the health area, and especially in the dialysis. And it's great. And focusing on really untouched area of in Andaman, and giving a 6 dialysis machine in Port Blair, it's really, really heart-touching. And once again, congratulations, Bala, for your great contribution. And of course, our very, very senior person, Rotarian Venugopal, contribution for Australian project. That's also heartwarming. Thank you, President, for your marvelous work and determination and persistence of these health projects. Kudos to entire team, and let's keep doing our good job. Thank you, President.
Thank you, trainer, for all your support. Advisor Venu, a few lines from you, then I'll move forward.
President and friends present, it's an amazing opportunity that we have to serve the community. Corona has definitely highlighted one thing, that taking care of health, not only one's own health, but of the community, is of paramount importance and significance. Rotary and Providence has given us the opportunity to serve the needy in our community and even in Port Blair. We are extremely thankful to Tanker Foundation, who have come forward to handle the project at Port Blair, along with the Pillar Hospital at Port Blair. Believe me, friends, dialysis is one of the most needy items where patients are suffering much in Port Blair, and it is compliments to our club that we are addressing to a need that is absolutely of paramount significance in the island of Port Blair. Thank you, friends, for having supported President Sharath and the entire team for the year in making this possible. I'm sure many more such projects would come in with your large-heartedness and our generosity. Thank you, friends.
So thank you, Venuji, for this, for also your contribution. for the project yesterday in Australia, and I'm sure you will also do the contribution for the Port Blair project. I'm sure a lot of members would come forward. And friends, I would like to also share one more information with you. When I conveyed this information to my co-president, say Faisal, who is the president of RC Port Blair, he was so thrilled here today morning. He was telling me, they have been attempting to set a dialysis unit in Port Blair for the last 10 years. They have been trying so hard, but unfortunately, no one is coming forward because of the remoteness. So our club initiative to them was actually a super blessing. So he was so happy, and in fact, he was expressing his joy. I could find, he was so emotional too, because he says a lot of families of Rotarians also are suffering this problem, and he said it's a big blessing, and he has told me and he has assured all support to our club. He said his club would also like to be a part of this project, both say financially, and also he would also take care of reporting and other things of the hospital and of the day-to-day progress of the project. And we having a good partner in Andamans is also good for us, so that we can just get information on and off about the updation of the projects and other things. So thank you, friends. And on the polio front, we have started the new initiative of which was being initiated by the district. $20 per member, and close to around 40 members have contributed, and the district has given us a target of say around $5,000, and we have almost collected close to $2,000. And I'm sure with large-hearted members in Guindy, I'm sure we can easily collect say $5,000. So this $20 what you give is going to be helpful to eradicate polio from the world forever. And what statistics says, if we stop this campaign against polio, in another 5-6 years, this could come back to close to 2 lakh numbers or more. So we have to do this campaign continuously for the next 10 years for this particular diseases to be eradicated. And to just say commemorate End Polio initiative, we had a bike ride, just 3 days before on a Sunday. So thanks to Sri Sundar, Dr. Khalid and Karthik, and also my co-presidents, Dr. Rajendran and AF Khan, who came and who participated. We had close to 30 riders who took part. It was great. So let me share the video, which I just got it today evening. So let me put that soda video.
Yes.
Good morning to all of you. Good morning. I'm really happy to be a part of this early morning program. This is for a cause. I should really applaud and thank each and every one of you for being here in spite of the rain. This is for because you all know we are all close to our heart, end polio. We have come very close to ending polio. You all know Rotary has been the forefront. Today you have taken up this as the cause. This is to all of you, and I appreciate Sharat, Rotary of Guindy, and the organizers for making this happen in spite of heavy rain also. Happy ride all of you. You all. Ride safe, no adventure. Thank you so much. Guys, thanks a lot. even just overnight everything changed, but we have to do it. Thank
So thank you, friends, for just having a brief preview of the bike ride. There in the background, you could have also seen the bus which we donated to Stanley Medical College last year, and it has a beautiful end polio message on it. So with this, I cover all the information of all the avenues. Thank you. So, Chair Kritika, it is back to you. Okay.
Yes. Thank you, President. Now we come to the most important agenda of the meeting today. Now, may I request Rotarian Srikanth Anandal to introduce the speaker of the day.
Thank you, Kritika. So, have you ever dreamt of leading your life without being dependent on any agency for your home's basic needs? So, no government to blame during power cut or water scarcity, or no blaming the rising fuel prices for creating a hole in your pocket. So, our speaker for today's meeting is just living that dream. Dwarakadas Suresh, popularly known as Solar Suresh to a lot of us, he has retrofitted his house in Kilpark, Chennai, completely with sustainable technologies and processes, allowing him to be self-sufficient. So a little bit about Mr. Suresh. He has done his BTech from IIT Madras, and he did his PG diploma from IIM Ahmedabad. So in the initial phase of his career, he started, spent almost 20 years working on textile industry at various capacities. Later, he moved on to entrepreneurial ventures, running his own auto ancillary unit in Ambattur for several years. He also served as a director in a telecommunication firm during that period. He is currently a visiting professor in visiting faculty in several institutions, including BIM, LIBA, VIT, Stella Maris, MOP, Vaishnav. He also serves as a director in a few firms and also as a trustee in Sanskrit Institute. He has been a TEDx speaker. So he is doing multiple things even at this age. So encouraged by the benefits he is personally experiencing the sustainable way of life, Mr. Suresh has taken it upon himself to carry this green revolution to many households, organizations, and institutions as possible through education and persuasion on a pro bono basis. So he doesn't charge anything. It's more like helping a lot of people in that case. So he has succeeded in setting up solar power plants, biogas plants, and kitchen gardens in several households, schools and offices. He has also created awarenesses by giving presentations in several institutions, associations, schools, colleges, and apartment societies over the past few years. His home has now become a new destination for annual study tours for local school students from classes 5 to 12. So without further ado, let us welcome the ebullient environmental enthusiast, Mr. Dwarakadas Suresh.
8 projects in my house. One of the rare houses like this. First one is, I've taken all my ideas from the villages. Nothing is new. People have forgotten it. I'm trying to revive it. First one is rainwater harvesting. I did this 30 years ago. There are 2 types of rainwater harvesting. One, the rainwater which falls on the terrace. Rainwater is very pure. I collect it, filter it. It takes certain impurities in the terrace. I filter that through a filtration tank called pebbles, charcoal, and sand. Filtered water comes out. That water is potable. I can drink it. I store it in an open well. I have open well in my house. People don't have open well. They can store it in a tank or in a drum. It's possible to do it. Many people make a mistake, take the rainwater and put it inside the ground. That's not a correct practice. You should store it and reuse it. The second type, the water is stagnating in my house in two places, one inside my house, one right outside my gate in the street. Water stagnation means mosquitoes are generated, health hazard. What I have done, I've taken a 20-foot slotted pipe, taken the water below the ground. So I recharge my groundwater. There's absolutely no maintenance at all. It's a one-time only piping cost. I repeating it, I did this 30 years ago. Then I moved over to my next project, which is rooftop solar plant. This again I installed it in January 2012, almost about 8 years ago. One of the earliest houses to do it. I got a 3 kilowatt system. My entire house is on solar, including 2 air conditioners. Point to be noted. Many people ask me this question, can you connect an air conditioner? It's logical because air conditioner consumes more power. Your lights and fans don't consume anything. Your appliances consume more power. So I connected 2 air conditioners. Only small difference. 10 years ago, I went for inverter ACs. At the time, inverter ACs were not common. Even today, not all that common. People have got wrong impression. Inverter ACs don't work and things like that. That's not correct. 10 years ago, I invested in inverter ACs that came in handy for me for while installation of solar. The normal AC consumes more power. Starting current is very high. Inverter AC starting current is low. So it's amenable for solar. But even normal ACs also can be connected. I'm doing it. So with the 3 kilowatts, my entire house is connected except water heater and 15 amp plugs. That is your micro oven and induction stove. Water heater requires a different technology called solar thermal. The heat energy heats the water. This is so photovoltaic cell. So there's a solar panel, there's a solar inverter, and there's a battery. In the solar, there are 2 types of connection. One is known as off-grid, that is with a battery backup. The second one is on-grid without battery backup. In the without battery backup, morning evening solar will generate electricity, your load will run on solar. After sunset, the grid will take over. But there's a drawback here. Mark my words, during daytime, if there is a power cut, even if sun is shining, solar will not produce electricity. I mean, the theory is complicated. Let's not worry about that. Therefore, we go for off-grid. Off-grid is battery backup. Morning to evening, solar runs the load. Solar charges the battery. After sunset, battery supplies. During daytime, if there's a power cut, battery will supply. I'm one of the earliest houses in India. I got both the systems, off-grid and on-grid. I've automated the process so much so, if I'm sitting in my room, I do not know whether my lights are working on solar or battery or grid. Everything is automatic. Again, no daily maintenance. My purpose of doing solar is no pollution. I do not consume fossil fuels. I save for nation, for the country. This is my biggest contribution to the society. I do not talk about this in the common forum, but this is an enlightened body. I said I'll talk about it. Common man says all those things will leave to government. What is in it for me? That's the attitude. What is in it for a common man? What is in it for me? No separate wiring, no daily maintenance. Biggest benefit is the panel life is about 25 years. Government is definitely going to increase the tariff. The day I install the solar, my cost is frozen. I'm not impacted by the tariff increase. For example, when I installed it in January 2012, the tariff was 3 rupees a unit. Then it became 575. Now it is 660. I'm not impacted. I jokingly tell all my friends, people like you, government should increase every month or every 6 months. All of you will pay. I will not pay. That's the biggest benefit. This is regarding solar. Then my next project is domestic biogas plant. Biogas is nothing. This is a gobar gas plant. Those days in the villages, they used to burn cow dung, villages and farmhouses to produce gas. In the cities, it's not easy to get cow dung. So I have substituted with kitchen waste. What is kitchen waste? Cooked food, uncooked food, spoiled food, the vegetables, what you peel off, this is kitchen waste. I feed the kitchen waste to the biogas plant. The starting point is cow dung. The science is like this. Cow dung generates bacteria. Bacteria reacts with the food to generate methane gas. The process is anaerobic methanization. When the gas is produced, The slurry comes out automatically. You don't have to scoop it out. That slurry is rich, concentrated organic manure. So by using one resource, namely kitchen waste, I get two resources, cooking gas and organic manure. Again, my purpose of installation of biogas is not gas, not manure. It's a health. What do? You throw the waste outside. The minute you throw it outside, it breeds mosquitoes, germs. It's a health hazard. I recycle and reuse it. To that extent, I minimize the health issue. Therefore, my objective of biogas is health. Incidentally, byproduct, I get gas and manure also. Since I get the biogas, you can connect human waste also. There are terms and conditions, like you can't put citric items if they don't react with the bacteria. All food items you can put. No leaves. You should not put leaves. Only wet waste, only food items you can put. You can connect human waste. And in the biogas, there's no pressure. So cooking is a little slow. But larger projects, 500 kg or 1000 kg waste per day plant, you can attach an external booster pump, increase the pressure, use it for cooking, or you can even produce electricity. You can connect it to a generator. Whatever I'm talking, nothing is futuristic. All these installations we have done in Chennai. Anybody wants to see it, I can arrange to show it. You can use biogas domestically for cooking. You can use biogas for large installation like Loyola College. We have installed 1000 kg waste per day plant. 2000 people cooking is done on biogas. We attached a booster pump. You go to Tiruvuttur, 100 street lights are burning on biogas. Pallavaram Cantonment Park, entire park is burning on, lighted on biogas. All these things are possible. You can connect human waste also. My next project is, since I'm getting the slurry, instead of throwing it out, I said, let me do it, use it myself. I have an independent house. That's one major benefit for me. I got pots. I organically grow vegetables. I made a beginning with about 20-30 pots 5-6 years ago. Today I got about 150 pots. I've not done any calculation. Maybe it is cheaper to buy from outside. But then the pleasure of seeing vegetables grow right in front of your eyes, that's priceless. Absolutely. I grow seasonable vegetables. I grow perennial vegetables. About 10, 15, 20 varieties I grow. It's fun to see vegetables growing. People have got all the wrong questions they ask. Your floor will get spoiled. We can't do it in Chennai. There's no water. You do need a very small quantity of water. People have mistake. You should not put more. It will not digest. You put a very small quantity of water. My floor does not get spoiled because I've elevated all the pots so that I given a provision for air to dry the water. Whatever moisture comes, I dry the water. It's extremely simple. During the lockdown period, March, April, May, June, I did not go out for buying vegetables. I just plugged it out of my kitchen, terrace garden, and I was cooking it. It's as easy as that. Completely. If only people grow, the economics work. Cost will not go up. Today, onion price is 100 rupees a kg. You put 10 pots and start growing. I don't eat onion. That's a different story. But you can grow it yourself. It's extremely easy. My next project is, I got an equipment called air to water machine. This machine produces drinking water from atmospheric air. This is an Israeli technology. 60 years ago in Israel, they developed it. You know, in a country like Israel, there are no water bodies, there are no rivers, there are no lakes. So they condensed the moisture in the air and gave you drinking water. That is coming to India only now, last 3, 4, 5 years only it is coming to India. This machine is made in Mumbai. This machine is 25 liters per day. It is just a plug-in machine. Bring it and plug it in. It looks like a water cooler. The concept is like an air conditioner. There's a compressor which compresses moisture and gives you drinking air. There are filters. The incoming air is filtered. The outgoing water is also filtered. Therefore, the water you get is potable. Very good quality of water. I'm using it for the last 2 years. This is a totally an Indian machine. There's no Chinese components. There's no Chinese products in my house. My solar also, when I installed it in January 2012, there are no components available. But I bought Indian panels. I bought Indian inverter. Everything is Indian. I will buy China product only if it's not available in India. Only for the sake of cost. If it's cheaper, I will not buy Chinese product because in China, there's no market economy. Government decides the price. I'm against it. Therefore, in my house, there's nothing Chinese. solar is Indian, this air to water machine is also Indian. My next project I did was a solar car. Now all of us are talking about electrical vehicles now. What is the purpose of electrical vehicles? To reduce pollution. The IC engines produce a lot of pollution. Therefore, people introduce electrical cars. The oil lobby prevented for the last 40-50 years. This technology was available earlier, but now oil lobby is losing that cloud. So electrical vehicles have come into the market. Even in India now, there are 4 or 5 brands are available. What is an electrical vehicle? It runs by a battery. How do you charge the battery? Today you are using grid power for charging the battery. Therefore, electrical vehicle is only a partial solution. It's not a full solution for avoiding pollution. I applied my mind. If you can charge my battery in my house using solar, why can't I charge the battery in the car using solar? The location of the battery is immaterial. Then I took a team of fresh engineers from SRM University. We experimented. We bought a Reva car from Bangalore. Reva is the first battery operated car in India. To keep the cost minimum for experimentation, we bought a second-hand car. The modern language is used car. I use a second-hand car. We retrofitted the panels on top of the car and also on the bonnet. Now I park the car for 3 hours in the sun. Batteries get charged. I can drive it for about 25 kilometers. I was driving it in the streets of Chennai. The engineers wanted to buy it. I sold it to them because they wanted to conduct further experimentation. I'm giving a very challenging statement. It's the first car in India, solar operated, running on the streets of Chennai. You know, Tesla is, Elon Musk has produced an electrical car. Now he is talking about solar. I developed this 2 years ago. Then I realized there are not too many electrical cars coming in. It's quite costly. It's going to take some more time. Whereas electrical two-wheelers are coming in a big way. Again, not in Tamil Nadu, but you go to east, Calcutta, Orissa, Chhattisgarh, not in the cities. Go to remote places like Chengalpet, Ariyalur, things like that, Virudhunagar. So in the remote places, there are thousands of electrical three-wheelers and two-wheelers. One tragedy is they're all Chinese. Now only the electrical two-wheelers are getting manufactured in Bangalore and Coimbatore. It's slowly making a headway. All those batteries are getting charged through grid current. Again, for grid current, we need fossil fuels. I said, why can't we charge the battery using a solar? I developed a solar charging station. I can install this solar charging station anywhere, go to beach, railway station, any parking place, apartment complexes. You just plug it in, you can charge your electrical two-wheelers. It's possible to do it. The huge employment potentials are available in this area. Lots of employment potential. I faced some challenges when I started this 20-30 years ago. Solar also 10-15 years ago. I could not get the components. I could not get somebody to do it. It's like this. I can drive a scooter. I cannot make it. I cannot repair it. I know what solar can do, but I wanted a vendor to come and do it for me. I approached Tata BP Solar. I approached Luminous. I paid even 100% advance. They could not come and do it. They gave me brochures. I said, boss, I don't want a brochure. Come and do the installation. Finally, I managed to locate a vendor locally. He and myself applied our mind, installed. My first 1 kilowatt cost me 3 lakhs of rupees in January 2012. Today, it is only about 60-65,000 rupees. No subsidies available. I'll give you some statistics. What is the savings? 1 kilowatt gives you 4 units a day. I call it as BC and AD. In the calendar days, you call it as BC and AD. I call it as before solar and after solar. August 2011, you know, in Chennai, we take the readings every 2 months. August 2011, my consumption was 1,740 units. That has come down to 400 units in August 2020, August 2019. You see the amount of saving I do. For the 2011 entire year, I was consuming 8,100 units. It has come down to 2,900, 3,000 units. More than 60-70% you can save. It is possible to this kind. That is the economics or statistics. I come to certain generalities now, other than this thing. My entire emphasis on execution, execution, execution. Now, before that, I faced several challenges 10, 15 years ago. Today, I am talking to you. 10 years ago, there's nobody to tell me how I should do it when the components were not available. Today, if I have a problem, you go to Google. 10 years ago, there's no Google. In spite of no knowledge, in spite of no components, still I solve the problem. I jokingly say, for every problem, there are minimum three solutions are available. You have to apply your mind completely. I found the solutions by identifying specialists. I invested money. My 1 kilowatt cost me 3 lakhs. Today you can do it at 60,000. I invested money to do all these installations. Couple of my favorite topics. Execution is a very, very important key. Execution, execution, execution. I have an interesting joke here. One man goes to a traveling agent. He tells him, I'm planning to go to America. How much will it cost? The traveling agent tells him, sir, it will not cost you anything. This fellow says, why? Sir, for planning it will not cost you. If you want to go only, it will cost you. The message is, you must implement the project. Only you implement the project, execute the project, you will get the desired results. And only when you execute the project, you may face some problems. You will try to find some solutions. If you don't execute it, you will not find any solutions. One more message I'm trying to give it to society. I've addressed various schools, colleges, universities. All these things should be introduced as a topic, in the curriculum, at the diploma level, at the engineering level. Today, at the postgraduate level, people do renewable energy. They present papers. I'm not interested in that. Can you execute it? Diploma level, engineering graduate level, rainwater harvesting, biogas, rooftop solar plant, terrace garden, all those things should be introduced in the subject. Nobody has introduced this. Go to architecture college, go to civil engineering, there is one paragraph in the syllabus, rainwater harvesting. They don't know anything more than that. There's so much is involved in that. I'll share one more interesting experience. One engineering college chairman in Chennai, I don't want to name him, he came to meet me 5 years ago. He saw my house. Sir, I've imported 300 kilowatts panels. I'm looking for a vendor to do the installation. I smiled at him. Boss, you got engineering, civil, mechanical, electrical, electronics. Why don't you do it yourself? Finally, the mechanical engineering gave the mounting structure. Civil engineering fellows did the installation on the terrace. Electrical fellows put the cable and connected it. Electronic fellows did the finishing touches. I said, you can do it yourself. Now introduce this as a subject. More than 5 years, he is still not introduced solar as a subject in his engineering college. That's a tragedy. We have got the talents, we have got the knowledge, we have got to move forward. Whether Rotary clubs can do something here, I'm leaving a thought to you. Finally, it's a slightly an out of syllabus topic, not exactly out of syllabus. There's one agency with whom I'm tied up with. It's an Hyderabad-based agency. It is not a NGO. It is not a social organization. It's purely a business enterprise. They collect dry waste from individual houses and flats, not from offices. They don't want bulk. The distributed waste from various houses, they collect it. You don't have to segregate it. You put all the waste into a plastic bag. It's all computerized. They give a barcode to your house. They give a barcoded plastic bags, recycled plastic bags. You put all the waste and a specified time, weekly once they will collect it. They take it to Hyderabad. I've seen that operation. They've got a conveyor belt. They segregate the waste. They aggregate it. They sell it to industries as raw material. Their tagline is, not a single gram goes to landfill. Today what happens? All of us throw the waste. Government, Corporation of Madras takes it away. They all go and put it to landfills. There are 2 landfills here, almost like Himalayan Heights in Chennai. They just don't know what to do. This company says, not a single gram goes to landfill. I've started operations in Chennai. I've given them more than 500 registrations. Here, Rotary can help us. It's a very, very good cause, social cause. I'm repeating it. It's not an NGO. It's not a social organization. It is a business. They have raised venture capital from US for doing this activity. Completely. So all these possibilities are there. Finally, I conclude with a couple of observations. I'm very fond of saying this. Do not expect government to find the solutions. Find your own solutions. Why do you expect government to find the solutions? Why can't you find it? All of you touch your heart and say, what have you done for the society? other than the Rotary Club. Rotary Club, you are doing a tremendous job. I'm sharing one information. Again, you talked about Stanley Medical. My elder sister graduated from Stanley Medical. She is a pediatrician and neonatologist. She's 80 years old now. She married and settled in Ahmedabad. She's the first women president of Rotary Club of Ahmedabad. So Stanley and Rotary are connected. Anyway, lots and lots. Do not expect the government to find these solutions. Find your own solution. John F. Kennedy, American president, 60 years ago made a famous statement. Ask not what the country can do for you. Ask what you can do for the country. This is what I'm trying to say. Finally, we have a saying, do not curse darkness, light a candle. I'm adding one word, light a solar. Again, a sort of a political statement, maybe some people may not agree. I would like to leave a better planet to the next generation. I strongly believe in that. We are all talking about sustainability. The word is being used rampantly. You know what is it? I'm giving an Oxford Dictionary definition. Sustainability is not making use of natural resources. My solar, I don't use natural resources. My rainwater harvesting, I don't deplete groundwater. So many things I'm doing. It's all possible. I've demonstrated all these things can be done by a common man. Very simple. Technologically feasible, economically viable, environment friendly. Today, the world is moving towards robotics, digitization, artificial intelligence, machine learning. I am going back to tradition. I'm going back to roots for the purposes of sustainability. I've demonstrated all these things are possible. No rocket science. Extremely simple to do it. If I can do it, anybody else can do it. Today, I don't have an institution. I'm a one-man show. I'm trying to motivate people, remove their doubts and clarifications. There are several misconceptions and myths. I'm trying to remove those things and make people to adopt all these things. One interesting experience again, last month one lady called me from Himachal Pradesh and she wanted to install a rooftop in her house. She has got a tiled terrace. I said it's possible to do it because in Germany most of the houses are tiled and they are doing it there. Sitting in Chennai, I coordinated with her, I guided her. She has installed 1 kilowatt in Himachal Pradesh. These are the possibilities, absolutely. So many things can be done. I just leave it at this stage. 1 or 2 questions, clarifications, quickly if somebody wants, I can clarify. Otherwise, I again apologize for the technical hitch. It's beyond me. I'm not technologically savvy person. But I've addressed several Zoom meetings in the last 6 months. This first time I'm facing this problem.
Sir, no issue, sir. It has worked out well. I think you heard the message that you wanted to convey.
Good.
I think that way, I think it worked out well. In fact, I see comment somebody saying, Suresh, later vandal latest vandirukkaru. Somebody has put it in the chat box. So I think
Praveen.
என்ன போடுறீங்க?
Later vandano latest vandirukkaru appdinu really enjoying what you are saying.
Your voice is echoing.
I think there are a lot of yeah, sorry.
People should unmute. People should mute.
Okay, so I think you wanted to know if people have any questions. So anybody has questions?
Yes, the floor is open for question answer session. Members can ask post questions.
Yeah, we have Club President T.S. Giridharan. Yeah, Giridharan, you can please go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Suresh, can you share the contact details of the Hyderabad party? It's really interesting what they are doing, work they are doing.
Yes, I've shared it with Mr. Srikanth. You can take it from him.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay, Mr. Giridharan, I'll just pass it on to you. Yeah, you have Krish. Yeah, Krish, unmute yourself.
Sir, just one question. The rainwater harvesting, did it really require changing of the plumbing lines and all those things?
Nothing. Why should you want to change the plumbing line? The rain falls on the terrace, take a pipe, take the water take it below, filter it and store it. I got a well, otherwise you can store it in a drum or a tank. Pipe doesn't come into the picture at all.
And you are saying that you are letting it into the well, is it?
Yes, I got an open well, I'm letting it into my open well.
Okay.
If people are close to open wells, that's a tragedy. You need to have open wells, and only whenever the rain falls from the ground, the water seeps into the well. In Tamil, we call it as ooth. By closing the wells, you stop that ooth. So where does the water go?
Yeah, fortunately, I also have an open well.
Good. Then you must.
I'm doing a same master gardening, but I'm not sure whether it is fully efficient. So I'll have to recheck.
No, many people, you again watch tomorrow carefully. You will have taken the pipe and let it down below the ground. That's not correct.
No, it is going back into the well only.
Then,
but even then, I'm not very sure. But I'm not filtering it. That's the problem.
No, filter it. Very simple. Just take a tank, pebbles, charcoal, sand, sedimentation plant. What we studied in school.
Yeah, I've done that in some other house in a flat.
Good.
But here I couldn't do it. I'll get it done. I'll see the video and take the. Thank you.
So, what do you suggest for people who don't have open wells in their homes?
We can buy a drum and build a sump and do it. There's one professor in Savita Engineering. He has built a sump for 1 lakh liters. For 1 lakh liters, he has built a sump. The statistics is like this: 1,000 square feet terrace, a 10 days rain, you can save about 1 lakh liters. People don't know the statistics. People say in Chennai, I call Madras, I'm still the old timer. Madras is water deficient. That's a myth. We got enough water here. Last 30 years, I have not bought a single tanker of water, I have not bought a single bottle of water. Enough water is available.
So, but is it a good idea to do the sedimentation process near your borewell?
No, it doesn't make a difference. Borewell, you go to 150 feet. This water storage will not go to 150 feet. No. Many people ask this question. No. You store it and reuse it. So one more thing I forgot to tell, sorry. Wastewater recycling. Lot of water is getting wasted. Grey water and black water. Black water is toilet water. But grey water, you're washing your hands, washing clothes, that water you collect it. Somebody in Anna Nagar has developed a herbal solution. You can see the website called Eco Health Products. For 1,000 liters Buckingham Canal water, nothing can be worse in the world than Buckingham Canal. We add 40 milliliters, just 40 drops, shake it very well. The entire sedimentation settles down. The top water is actually potable. We have a mental block. We will not drink it, but use it for secondary purposes. For car washing, gardening, mopping, and things like that. The treatment cost is just about 50 paise a liter. The sedimentation what settles down is nitrogenous fertilizer. You can use it for your garden. Excellent solution is available.
Actually, I was asking about the plumbing rework only for this, not for
no, this is for grey water recycling. Yes.
Yeah.
In Anna Nagar, his name is KP Sunil.
KP Sunil, you are 100% right.
Yeah, he's my cousin. He's my cousin. If anybody wants his contact, can get in touch with me. I can give
tell him that I was speaking about him, very highly about him.
Yeah, certainly.
He's done a wonderful job. I'm marketing his product. Yes, I'm promoting his product. I don't do anything commercially. I don't earn any money.
Okay.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Quick question. On the solar, obviously, it depends on the nature's availability. But is there many players on these solar batteries and inverters? Because I hardly see many players on that.
Now
people who manufacture those.
Now every street corner there's a person. See, like any profession, doctors, chartered accountant, lawyers are good and bad. Here also there are some very good dealers are there, very bad dealers are there. It's all available. Now battery, of course, lithium and technology is also taken over. Many people have started manufacturing lithium ion batteries now in India. It's all available. Everything is available. Indian products are available. So one question I'm anticipating, nobody has asked so far. I will raise a question myself, okay, to curb the suspense. Many people ask me, what is the return on investment? We are investing so much, especially on solar. We are investing so much. First, they say it's expensive. It's not at all expensive. That's just a misconception. Today, you can do 1 kilowatt at about 60,000 rupees on grid without the battery. With the battery, it will cost another 40,000 rupees extra. My 3 kilowatt, if I install it today, it will cost about 2 lakhs 60,000 rupees with the battery completely. What is the return on investment? They ask this question. My first answer is I'll hit them on the head. Don't ask return on investment. That's only for business purposes, not for domestic purposes. You are buying a car, you are buying an air conditioner, you are buying a TV, you are buying a computer. Have you ever calculated return on investment? For the air conditioner, can you ever calculate return on investment? At least TV, you can say, I'm seeing 4 movies, 5 family members are watching, I'm saying 200 rupees per ticket, you can do that calculation. Washing machine, you can say, I'm washing 5 clothes, I say 3 rupees per cloth, 10,000 rupees a washing machine, you can do the return on investment. AC, you cannot do it. Car, you cannot do it. The solar also, please don't do return on investment, only for business. Having said that, I tell you, the payback period for a rooftop solar is about 6 years. That is at the present tariff. If tariff increases, payback period comes down. It's very elementary. But suppose the payback period is 6 years, the panel life is 25 years, so next 19 years your project is free. Isn't it? Absolutely. Therefore, at least for this reason, you should install solar without asking any question. People who got independent houses, they should install it yesterday, not tomorrow. People who got flats, in flats, technologically you can do it. Attitudinally, it's a problem. Neither I will do it, nor I will allow you to do it. That's the kind of attitude people have got. But now, some of the flats we have started doing the common areas, lifts, pumps, common area lighting. There's one monthly apartments in Perungudi, 360 apartments. It's a large complex. I compliment that committee. They invited me. I have no role to play. They just complimented to get a reconfirmation. They installed about 30 kilowatts panel. Entire common area, each block, lift, light, fan, everything is connected. They're saying monthly about 30,000 rupees. As per the bylaws, they can put that money only into fixed deposit. They'll be earning only 10,000 rupees a month. Completely. I myself have done large installations in Hyderabad, in a couple of offices, in one senior citizens home, 30 kilowatts each. They're saving about 60,000 rupees a month. Huge saving.
You're right, Mr. Suresh. Actually, we are overshooting the time. Thank
sir,
you
I have
much.
one question, sir.
Yeah.
Jeff Praveen, I have shared his number in the chat box.
This is useful for all the people which I am asking the questions.
Definitely, whatever you ask is very useful. Praveen, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Last question.
Last question, sir. I have a question, sir, for regarding solar panels.
Yes.
I heard the news the government is not supporting to the net meters. Is it right? Or if it right means how you managing with that client?
100% right.
Yes.
I'm one of the authors of net metering. I installed the net metering 5 years ago. One of the earliest to do it. At that time, I give 1 unit, I get 0.9 units back. I'm still getting that benefit. But December 2019, TNEP protested, and they were now, if you give 1 unit, they give only 2 rupees 28 paise. It's not at all workable. We fought the case through court and all those things, but we lost the case. The consumer body, TNEP has won. But today, this benefit is available. In fact, subsidy is available in Telangana and Gujarat. It's not available in Chennai. Today, net metering is not available, but don't worry about that. You store that in battery. You save 6 rupees a unit instead of getting the 2 rupees 28 paise. I'm repeating it again for every problem. There are minimum 3 solutions.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
But there's a mandatory requirement, no, sir. Commercial entities have to look for around 20% of alternate energy, you know.
See, sir, no amount of legislation will solve the problem. They're all there. Today, building above some 5 floors or 10 floors or something like that, compulsorily they must have some solar rainwater harvesting was made compulsory. Every rule, another 100 rupees, another 500 rupees for getting the approach. So don't worry about the legalities. You convince yourself, do it. Don't convince yourself, forget it. There are rules now also. In Karnataka for Bangalore, even a residence houses, without a solar water heater, you will not get a permission. People simply show a photograph, drawing, get the permission, then they don't do the installation because there's no follow-up, there's no checking. Here in Chennai, rainwater harvesting is compulsory. You tell me how many houses have done it?
Correct.
Your helmet is compulsory. How many people are doing it? No amount of legislation will solve the problem. You have to motivate, you have to convince.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. I think thanks for your wonderful presentation. I think it has worked out well. I think if just because of lack of time, we could not continue further because a lot of people still have questions. But definitely, I think we'll contact you at some point in future and probably get these things clarified. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Chair, we will move to the next agenda. So I think before we move that, can I ask the guest Suresh Kumar to introduce himself? Yeah, Suresh. Can you unmute yourself and talk for a minute?
Yes. Happy evening to all. This is Suresh Kumar, and I'm really blessed with this meeting, though it took some time, and a wonderful enlightenment from Suresh, Mr. Suresh. I have learned a lot of things today. To start with, let me just share my profile. I've been in the automobile industry for 30 years. I worked both international and domestic. I worked for Ford Motor Company in the Middle East, and I worked for Mahindra, TAFE. In 2016, I started my own company called Trust Auto. We are into pre-owned cars with 3 verticals: the B2B, the retail, and franchisee model. This is my 5th year after starting my company, and I've been a part of BNI as well for the last 2.5 years. My wife is Pramila, and I have 2 children. My elder son has finished his graduation in engineering. He started his internship now. And my younger son is second year BCom. He's studying in MOP Vaishnav. And my hobbies are I'm a cricketer, a table tennis player, and I like traveling, and I love music. And I thought this is after my 30 years of employment. This journey as an entrepreneur has enlightened me in so many forums, and it took a long time to understand what is Rotary. And I really thanks Shaji to just say Rotary is just not a social entity, and it is just a beginning to network and learn more, precisely learn knowledge. And that has proved me the first meeting itself that I have gained some knowledge to me and my family. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Today our Rotarian Mr. Ramanathan's birthday. Our next meeting coming Wednesday. Thank you.
Thank you, Praveen. Thank you, Praveen.
We have few more announcements on the birthdays. The following members are celebrating their birthday in the coming week ahead. Ankit Pradeep, Anik of Pradeep Devi is celebrating his birthday on 21st October. Parimala Shanti, Anne of Durai Sami R on 22nd October. Sharon Elizabeth, Anne of Suresh Franklin on 22nd October. Tushar Advani, Annette of Naresh Advani on 22nd October. Saravanan Sadasivam, Rotarian Saravanan, celebrating on 23rd October. Uma Maheshwari, Anne of Amrapati on 23rd October. Prashant Rajendran on 24th October. Ambika, Anne of Rotarian Rajendra Sitani on 25th October. Sai Venkatesh, Annette of Shankar V on 25th October. Satvika, Annette of Rotarian Past President Shivaraman on 26th October. Kannan Vasudevan on 27th October. Rabia, Annette of Isayaragan on 27th October. Naveen Kumar, Annette of Sampath on 27th October. Ode of thanks, man, Rotarian Jagannath Ramaswamy, to kindly propose the ode of thanks for the meeting.
Okay. Thank you, Pratika. I'm not saying it from my heart. Anyway, Mr. Suresh, first I think we should thank you from the Rotary Club of Guindy for having put up with all those amateurish suggestions that we gave you before you could join us. But in spite of it, I think ultimately you found the solution yourself. Let me assure you, your talk was so interesting and so clear that we did not miss the slides at all. So please be rest assured that we lost anything by the slides not being there. I think you made your points very, very clearly. That's one. And secondly, I think on behalf of the government, I would like to thank you. Actually, we love people like you. Don't ask me any questions. Just keep paying your taxes and you do whatever you want yourself. Lovely. I wish there were more people like you. I don't know how many of us can actually follow you. But I wonder if all of us do it, what really would the government be doing? I really don't have a clue. Honestly, I think what we should do is we should have one more watch body while we do all that you're saying, which I think the planet deserves, whether the politicians deserve or not. But I think we should have a watch body which makes the politicians also do this. Then in that case, I think we're all with you. That's one. I have seen a few of what you had mentioned, just a sprinkling of it, and you may have heard of him, Dr. Ashok Jhunjhunwala of IIT Madras. He happens to be a classmate of mine, and in his house, like he used to say with a great amount of pride, that when the entire Chennai was without power for 3 days, his was the only flat which had power. And I also had the dubious distinction of, oh, you were there, okay. Or your house also, I am sure it was, okay.
I think his house also had power during that time.
I'm sure it would have been, yeah. That's what I said. I've just seen a sprinkling of it in Ashok's house. And also I've had the dubious distinction of having accompanied him in his car, which was also one of the earlier electric vehicles I was told. At that time, I was quite impressed, but I was more impressed with his DC machines because everything in his home is DC and all converted from AC, which he tried to explain to us as to how it makes so much of a difference. But then our technical illiteracy did not allow us to understand most of it. But now I think one should make, even at this old age, one should, I'm talking about myself, one should try to do a little more of what you've been doing. Perhaps I will get in touch with you and sorry to use the word, probably bug you a bit to see what is it that I can imbibe from you. So thank you once again. And we are sorry for all the confusion and the stress you had in the beginning before you could start it out. Over to you, Kritika.
Thank you so much, Jagdeep. You may not thank me from your heart, but still, who else can give such a wonderful load of thanks? So, can we all raise for the national anthem?
The weekly meeting of Rotary Club of Guindy is now adjourned.
Thank you, President.